Hi everyone. Well, we sure have an interesting one for you today. Welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Today we have lot 281. By the book, it's a 2005 Hexa, but we're calling it a Caterham Replica. You could also call this a Lotus 7 Replica. So the background is that Lotus produced a car called the 7 back in the 60s. Caterham produced it later than that. And this one is a home-built kit car produced by Hexa, as I say. There's a little bit, quite a lot of detail in terms of specs on the detailed listing for lot 281. But today we're going to have a little tour of this one. Unfortunately, we're not going to get up close to hear the engine on this video because you can see the aluminum engine cover ahead of me. What you can't see is that it is bolted down. So earlier in our session, we did have the engine cover off. There's a picture of the engine cover itself. We did all our normal detailed stills of the engine, and we also did a start video. So start, idle, and exhaust. So you can hear the engine at idle in that one as well as the exhaust. We also did some driving videos so you can hear the engine under load in those. So I will start the car. And we'll have a listen to the engine even though it's with the cover on. And we'll move back to the exhaust. And we'll start our normal tour of the car. So just a tight little compact package here. Probably won't take too long to do this video. But I'm going to start it up. So no trouble getting idle. I gave it some gas there. I probably shouldn't have, probably didn't need to, but you got to hear the exhaust of the Toyota 1.6 power plant. The engine donor was a 1980, I believe it was an 87, definitely a Toyota Corolla GTS from the period. There was also a Toyota 5-speed in place from the same era. So I'm going to hop out of the car. We'll get a listen to the sounds of the car and continue on with our tour. So there's a good look at the Replica Roadster from one of my favorite angles, the driver's corner 1/4 angle. I might have mispronounced the manufacturer of the kit. It's actually Howa, H-O-W-A, but more details, as I say, on that on the detailed listing for lot 281. So I'll cruise on into the grill. That's probably our best chance of getting a sound of the engine with the engine cover. There's also some vented gear at the rear of the engine cover. Now we're stepping gingerly because the exhaust is a side pipe, as you see here on the driver's side. So let's have a listen to that idle exhaust. I don't think we need the engine to be running for the rest of our exterior tour, so I'm going to cut it down and we'll start with a new shot. So certainly the Lotus with British heritage, and maybe a tribute we could say is the mini light wheels that are in place. They're sized 14-inch, so for this tiny little Roadster they look pretty beefy actually. So they're skinned in a set of Dunlop SP Sport R2s. I don't see a date code on them. I do see a measurement of 205/60 R14 up here in the front with an H speed rating. And you can see that red brake caliper with a set of discs in behind for the front. Again, we've got an aluminum engine cover. You can see these wing nuts. There are 4 of those, 1 at each corner, and then there are standard fasteners up top, 1 at, 4 of those in total at each corner of the upward venting here on the engine cover. So we'll get a good look at the profile of the car. It really does carry a sporty little look to it, despite only packing about 112 horsepower factory rating on that Corolla GTS engine. Moving in on the driver's rear wheel, we have 195/60 R14 with an H speed rating here in the rear. And again, discs in the rear as well with that red caliper. Dunlop SP Sport R2 tires. We get a bit of a look at the cabin, but we'll save that for a minute. Working our way back. There is a sport bar in place, and mounted to that is a center high mount stop light or a third brake light, functional. And then the rear panel in the Lexus yellow with not so much a bumper, but a stopper, I suppose we'll call it. And behind our emblem is the license plate. You can see there's a license plate light fixture there as well. Rear tail lights for brakes and indicators in amber. There is a tiny little, well, I won't say tiny, but there's a trunk here. Not too much space. There are several books related to servicing the Toyota powertrain. There are photos of those on the detailed listing. Take a look for lot 281. We took a picture of each of them, and they're all going with the car. And here's a good look at the passenger's rear mini light with the Dunlop SP Sport R2s. No doors on the car, no roof on the car. Fair weather car only. And you can see the VIN here begins with the word kit. We've traced that to the registration. That is the authentic VIN number of the car. And we've got that on the detailed listing as well. Again, lot 281. Yellow fenders here in the rear. And then up front, plastic items in black. Dunlop SP Sport R2 up here in the front. And we've got the exposed suspension here, both the arms and the shocks. There's a little bit of information about those on the detailed listing. Again, lot 281. And a set of exposed headlights and indicator lights with the compact little bumper and grille. So we'll get a good look at the front of the car, and then we'll move to the interior portion of our tour. All right, a tidy interior cabin here, featuring a 3-spoke Momo steering wheel. Pretty sporty number. Again, I'm just trying to avoid my feet and ankles getting near that side pipe because it'll burn. Typical Toyota indicator light combo with the headlights. And although that says mist, there's no wipers on the car, so that is a ruse. Instrumentation in miles per hour, topping out at 160 miles an hour is the max reading. Under 1,000 miles since the car was built. So I think I see 763 going to the new owner with under 800 miles. Tachometer maxing out at 8,000. And then some supplemental gauges as well above the one key hole for ignition, for the ignition. But we've got a voltmeter on the left. Rightward, we've got the fuel gauge, then an oil pressure gauge, and a coolant temperature gauge. All of those instruments are by Stuart Warner. So we've got 5-point harnesses on the seats. The seats remind me of a Porsche Speedster. I don't know if that's the inspiration for them or not, but certainly that's the look they have. And in the center, we've got an emergency brake, a handbrake. That was engaged. That's engaged right now. We had the car running in neutral earlier, and that brake's been sitting since. And there's a good look at the shifter. It's not a metal shifter. That's a metal look, but it's a plastic. So a Toyota 5-speed transmission as well. So we'll wander over to the other side. I've shown you the trunk. I've referred you to the detailed listing for lot 281 to get a good look at the engine. And here's a good look at the dash from over here on the passenger side. A matching seat, a matching 5-point harness. Basic dashboard, but undamaged, nice intact yellow and black portion of the dash, and dual mirrors in black on the sides, as well as the center mounted rear view mirror, and the windshield, not a sealed item. I can get my finger in through there, but there's no defrost or HVAC in the car, so there's no top or windows other than the front one, so no need to have that sealed off. So that's a good look at the interior. Let's move down to some closing thoughts. So there's a good look at our 2005 Hawa Roadster, made to be a replica of the Lotus 7 or the Caterham Roadster. Take your pick. Again, it's a model year 2005 on the registration. It's lot 281 on CollectorCarCanada.ca, under 1,000 miles since the build was completed some 20 years ago. And a no reserve auction, I might add. I don't think I've mentioned that till now. No reserve. So this one's going by auction. Highest bidder after 7 days, next Tuesday. Takes, let me think of what the date will be, 19th, 22nd. So highest bidder as of July 29th at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time will be the new owner of this 2005 Howell Roadster, a replica of a Lotus 7. Lot 281 on CollectorCarCanada.ca. I think that's a good look at it. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car.